What up, cyberspace? Xero style back once again, but this week I want to talk about something that is really important. It is a beautiful fall day here in Pittsburgh, so I thought I would take advantage of that with this beautiful background and vlog to you about something I think that is really, really important. Password security. I'm not joking. Seriously, that's what we're going to talk about today, password security. We're going to talk today about cyber operational security and you as a regular person and how to do a little bit of simple threat modeling for yourself and help yourself develop new healthy workflows in this new digital era. I've had the worst week with hackers at work. It has just been blindsiding me. I haven't been posting to social media because I've just been so busy with work. And because of that, this week's vlog is a rant where I'm going to convince you to start using two-factor authentication and a password manager. And why? Because you don't want to get hacked. That's why. But Xero, no one wants to hack me. I'm not a prime target. No nation-state actor is going to want to come and get me. Yes, that is true. You are 100% right. I am not saying that you are a prime target. But the way that these spray and pray attacks work, a whole website is hacked. Every user of that website, their username and password gets breached. Those become combo lists that these low-budget, low-skill hackers just start throwing at every website on the internet looking for ones that work. And if you reuse that one password that you have on every website, it's gonna work on another website. Whether they're targeting you or not, it's just gonna be the luck of the draw in an opportunistic attack against anyone they can. So what do? What do they suggest you do to protect yourself from this kind of stuff? Well, step one is obviously use a different password on every single website. I'll get to more on that later, but obviously, you just gotta do it. It's not easy, I understand, but don't worry about remembering passwords because passwords are dead. The second thing is called MFA, or two-factor authentication. I'm trying to keep this non-technical, so I don't want to talk about FIDO and Duo and different protocols and stuff like that. But if it comes to you in a text message, it can be intercepted. Text is not a secure protocol. It's plain text. That's why we call it text. Yeah, plain text is what that code goes through. So anybody who's a savvy enough attacker could find where your geolocation is, potentially hack the telco provider in that area, and then intercept those codes that way too. Are you a target for that kind of attack? That isn't the question. Is it a technical possibility of an attacker to do? Yes, absolutely. I think threat modeling is an important thing. It's what everybody wants to focus on. And there's like a whole industry built around deciding what your threat model is. And I think for a lot of people, having like the biometric thumbprint on your phone is a good enough threat model. Having a 4-digit lock code or like a PIN thing that you have to do, I think for most people is a fine thing to get into your phone or your device. When it comes to your passwords for websites that potentially have your credit card, your personal information on them, you gotta have something else that's another added line of defense. So I want to talk about the most important tool to digital survival these days. And it's not a VPN, it is a password manager. And it's the truth. I've been using tons of different password managers for years and years and years now. My mom, who is a 72-year-old lady, has used 3 different password managers in her lifetime. So I think that you can probably handle it, all right? As of right now, my 2 suggested password managers are OnePassword and Bitwarden. Bitwarden is free, end-to-end. OnePassword is a service that you pay for, or you potentially can get for free in a number of different ways. But I don't really want to compare and contrast them. I want to talk about why and how you use a password manager more. My mom will tell you, using a password manager is easy. Switching to a password manager and changing your workflows is what's difficult. So when you first switch over to using a password manager, you need to install it on all of your devices, your computer, your phone, your tablet, everything. Whatever service you choose, hook it up, get your account set up and in there. Then, what you need to do is one by one, go through each of your accounts and change your password. When was the last time you did it anyways? And if you use it on more than one site, it's time to change it anyhow. So change your password to a new one and save it in the password manager. When you log out, log back in with that password manager. See how it works. Go to your phone, log out of that app or that thing. When you go to log in again, use the password manager. On your phone, every app these days, whether it's an Android app or an iOS app, on a text box input, you can press that little key button and use OnePassword or Bitwarden to inject those secrets there for you so you don't have to type them. Use biometric to log into the app on your phone or your tablet. And then you don't even type the password at all. You don't even know the password. You are the password. And I totally think biometric is fine for a lot of people in their use case in their threat model. Use biometric. That's absolutely acceptable in my opinion. The idea though is with your password manager, it's tricky to set it up on each device. You need this long string that you gotta print out and type, put it in a lockbox, take a photo of it and save it on your phone, something like that, to be able to log into that on another device. On another device, you can use the website too to get that string as well and then take it to another thing if you're already logged in on that device. That being said, when you get a new phone, the very first thing you do before you give them your old phone away is make sure your OnePassword is synced onto your new device, get all of that done, then erase your phone and then hand it back to them or sell it, or if that's the kind of life you live like me. OnePassword does deals all the time where they let you sign up for a month for free, and then if you email their customer support and say like, yo, I really love your service, I need password security, but I can't afford it, they'll give you like 3-6 months again for free. And you can just keep begging and asking for it and they'll give it to you again. Just saying. But honestly, like if it's a company that you're relying on your security for, I think spending $2 a month is fair to have them manage your digital security for you, right? A company that you pay them to manage the like hardware, software, operational security aspects of your secrets, then you are the only one who have access to those secrets. The people that work there, their whole data center could get hacked and every user's database could be pulled off of that server. They could. But because they use AES 256 with the multiple like password, the username, then that string thing that I was telling you about for when you sign up and you get the thing set up together, they need all of those things to get into your vault, to get into your database, to decrypt any of that stuff. So unless a hacker does that for every single user on OnePassword, even if they get hacked, they can't get your stuff. I'll be honest with you, MFA is a hard pill to swallow for people when it comes to OPSEC and password security. But like, it's another line of defense in your security. And here's the best part. Modern day password managers like OnePassword and Bitwarden and other ones like that that you can pay for, they can do two-factor authentication for most of the good types of protocols. Because I already told you text ones are insecure. But if you have a real like multi-factor authentication thing like the way GitHub does and AWS does and all these great services that really care about your security, you put those codes into OnePassword. And when that second screen comes up that says like type in the 6-digit code, you just press the key again and grab out the MFA token and hit enter and it typed it in for you. You didn't even type the 6 digits. Like it's that easy. You don't have an excuse anymore but to do this kind of stuff, especially when like a security engineer is trying to tell you that this is happening in the wild to people all of the time. Security is hard. Take it from me, the director of security for a high-tech company. But it's something that you have to deal with. If you're going to have accounts, like bank accounts that force you to give them your email address and have a login to their portal and all that stuff, you need to really take those kind of things serious and have real threat model assessments for yourself done. And it's as simple as, do I want to write my password in a notebook and potentially lose that and have to find that every single time and then go back to using that one password, which if that password gets breached by something else, an attacker can just replay that on another website and immediately have your account and be in there and do whatever with it? No, I personally don't think that's acceptable for me or anyone in my family. So I force them all to use my family plan for OnePassword. Yeah, I pay for it and I just grandfather them in or grandson them in, I guess in this case maybe, to using it and put it on their devices, set it up, help them figure out how it works, get them rolling, and then just let them go. If I want to share a secret with my wife, I just throw it through OnePassword on a vault to her. It's that easy. And like, once you do it for a while, you get those new workflows and those new patterns in your brain and your fingers. You get into that flow state again where you're actually able to not care about passwords and not hate yourself having to remember a million ones, because you don't remember any. You just log into OnePassword with your biometric or the one single secure passphrase that you have. Years ago, they came up with this thing called Diceware, where you rolled these dice and there was like a dictionary of words, and whatever random words you came up with, that string of 8 words or whatever was your password. And it was like donkey, battery, 27, whatever. I think that those things are hilarious and can work for some people, but I really love using a like phrase from a movie, a book, a quote, a song lyric that you really like that's kind of short, and just having that be your password. It's that many letters, there's spaces or periods between the words. You could use camel case to make certain words uppercase, lowercase. Like, If you're doing a sentence, the first letter of the first word is always going to be uppercase. So you just start with that. You've met your password requirement there. Put a comma in there or an exclamation point at the end. You've now got a special character. It's that easy. Pick one that has a number in the thing instead of like to yourself, you do the number 2, you are, whatever, something clever, whatever. But if your password is a phrase that you can remember, that's the one thing you'll need to get into 1Password, then all of your 13 character long random string passwords that if they get breached, you don't care, are all securely in that vault, all behind that one password that you actually remember. Yeah, their name's clever, isn't it? Clever. Another important attack vector that a password manager will help you mitigate against is phishing. Phishing is when you get an unsolicited email where they're like, yo, somebody hacked into your account and changed your password. If this wasn't you, click this link right away. And you like immediately don't even think, you just click it, and it brings you to a login screen. You type your username and password again, and it says, thank you, you've secured your account. But in fact, you've actually given your username and password to a hacker. Yeah, so when you use 1Password to click that button to actually fill the password in for you, it has an association for the domain name that it expects it to be. So if your password manager is set for www.twitter.com and you actually are at www.twitter.com.tw, 1Password's not gonna prompt you for a password that it knows for that domain. And it'll immediately make you go, huh, what's up with that? And then you look at the URL bar and you're like, oh no, I'm getting phished and 1Password just saved me. I am an OPSEC wizard. I just tried to record myself use 1Password on my phone. 1Password doesn't let you record the screen when you're using it. You can't do a screenshot when you're using it. It protects your passwords from being leaked that way. I am dumb for trying to record that. Maybe I can show you here this way. So in the 1Password UI, there's a domain name here, mobile.twitter.com, my username, and then the password. When you click on that password itself, in this case you can do copy and reveal because I've already saved the word itself. Up here on the top, if we hit edit, we can change the values of this password itself. So we come down here to password, it'll reveal the crazy one that I made from last time. You can also click this button right here that says generate password. When you click that, it opens up this dialog down in the bottom that has all of your options for how long you want your password to be, does it have numbers or special characters, and this nice little random button right here. Hit that a few times and get the random entropy seed going and get yourself a random password, and then hit use and it'll automatically fill it into that box of what the password is for that thing. Hit save and your password has now been created. When you go to a website, as you can see here, we'll go back to Twitter. We typed in the username right here. As soon as we click on the password box, down here, you can see this little key icon that's appeared above there. We've got this value for Twitter. If we just click that in there, boom, the password has been typed automatically into the text box. We can hit login, go right into the site. Next up, if you have two-factor authentication attached to it as well, as you should, it'll pop up that box for the 6-digit code. Click it again, click the key again, and choose Twitter's key. It'll automatically not type the password, not type the username, but correctly type that 6-digit MFA code into the box for you even. You don't have to type any of it. It's magical. Alright, that's it. Rant over. I can't talk about this anymore. Do you use a password manager? Are you gonna? Tell me down in the comments below what you think. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. It's the free social currency here on YouTube. Click these boxes if you want to check out my normal videos. I talk about EDC junk, knives, pocket trash, patches, crap like that. Things I like and think are good things, just like this, using a password manager. Anyhow, if no one has told you today, you're a rad person who deserves love and praise and security, just like everybody else in this world. Get out there, do something nice for a random stranger, install a password manager, and have yourself a wonderful day. Later on.